Welcome, everyone. We're so glad you're here with us this evening. Welcome to tonight's Acts 2 workshop, Reducing Risk for Dementia, How to Make Physical Exercise Fun and Easy to Do. I'm Dr. Rob Glukoff, servant leader of the Acts 2 project and professor, Florida State University College of Medicine. For those of you who may be somewhat unfamiliar with the term Acts 2 is short for the African American Alzheimer's Caregiver Training and Support Project 2. I sincerely hope and pray you will find this workshop both informative and inspiring. Before I introduce this evening's presenters, I want to recognize our partners who've contributed both resources and guidance in the development of the Acts 2 Facebook Dementia Caregiver Workshop Series. Acts 2's primary collaborators are the 11th Episcopal District of the African Methodist Episcopal Church, the Florida State Primitive Baptist Convention, the Florida Progressive Missionary and Educational Baptist Convention, the Florida General Baptist Convention, Florida Department of Elder Affairs, and the Florida State College of Medicine REACH Project. Turning now to tonight's presenters, we have three exciting speakers: Mrs. Essie Norton, Mrs. Wendy Barber, Mrs. Tamika Norton Brown, and I have the distinct privilege of serving as the moderator for this evening's workshop. Please permit me, folks, to share a few words about each of our esteemed presenters. Our first presenter, Mrs. Essie Norton, is married 45 years to the love of her life, Mr. Otis Norton. She traveled the world for 25 years with her husband while he served his country in the U.S. Air Force. After retiring from the military, Otis and Essie returned to their home in Monticello, Florida, to raise their boys, Otis Jr. and Gerald. Mrs. Norton worked as an administrator in the Florida Department of Revenue for 23 years and retired approximately 2 years ago. Retirement has brought great joy to Essie and her family. She currently serves as primary caregiver for her dear sister with dementia. She also loves sharing stories and playing with her 6 grandchildren. Essie spends her free time reading, gardening, baking, and giving back to the community through her church. Our second presenter, Mrs. Wendy Barber, received her master's degree in educational leadership at Florida State University and is a certified health and wellness coach. Wendy's passion for the most of her adult life has been education. She served as teacher in the Leon County school system and administrator for the Leon County School Board for 24 years. Wendy currently works part-time at the Tallahassee Senior Center as the South Side outreach coordinator. This position affords her ample opportunity to plan and implement health and wellness events for underserved and underrepresented seniors in Tallahassee. In her, I would say, limited spare time, Wendy enjoys reading, preparing new dishes, yard work, and playing with her 4-year-old grandson and her 18-month-old twin granddaughters. And last, we have Tamika Norton Brown. She is project coordinator of the Acts 2 project. Tamika has worked in the area of survey and development for approximately 21 years. She has served as a caregiver for her aunt and uncle with dementia and has a passion for helping others. Tamika has been a wellspring of encouragement and support for hundreds of family caregivers across the state of Florida. She is also a strong leader, I would say a strong leader by example in her church community. During the course of the workshop, I encourage viewers to share questions. Please share your questions and comments. After each presentation, you will have an opportunity to share those questions in addition to a 10-minute question and answer period at the end of our workshop. please use the text message function of Facebook Live to present your questions. And now, folks, we have Mrs. Essie Norton. It's such a pleasure to have you here, Mrs. Norton, and we look forward to your presentation this evening.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Rob, for inviting me. I also like to thank my cousin, James Proctor, because he was the first one who talked to me about the ACTS project and asked me, hey, would you be interested in sharing? And I said, well, let me think about it. You know, we talked about it on the phone, and then he called me again and said, well, I said, okay, I'm interested. And he said, I'm going to have Tamika Norton, she's going to call you. And sure enough, she called me, and we talked a while, and she told me a little bit more about the project, X2 project. And I said, okay, well, I'll wait to hear from you. And there was a lapse in time, but finally, you know, she called. She said, I haven't forgot about you. I'm going to reach out to you, and we're going to start a group. And I said, oh, great. That would be great. And so we actually started the support group, the X2 Caregiver Support Group. And my facilitator was wonderful. I mean, she was the one who got me started back because, and I'm just going to go back a little bit after retiring, you know, and I call it a life journey. So after retiring from Department of Revenue, it was like, okay, what do I do now? You know, I had all these plans of what I wanted to do and what was going to go on, spend time with my grandchildren. I'm doing that. But as far as physical activity, before I retired, I would walk every day. In the mornings before I went to work, I walked. And so it's like, okay, well, how do I go about doing this now that I'm retired? And so I started working out with a personal trainer here in Monticello. And then probably about 8 months in, he decided to renovate his studio. And in the end, he didn't go back. So that's another life-changing event that happened to me. And I'm like, okay, what do I do now? And so probably for about 2 months, I really didn't do much of anything. And then COVID hit. In the midst of that. And so I was just like, you know, really at a standstill until the Myrtle came along with the caregiver support group. And that was just a breath of fresh air for me, because I am a caregiver for my sister, basically taking her back and forth to the doctor and just being there for her. And just the time that we shared as a support group with Myrtle and Anna, with the other lady that was also, she's a caregiver for her husband. But we had to, Myrtle wanted us to do these goals. That's what started everything back for me as far as getting back into exercising and making it fun and all of that, you know. And so she wanted us to make goals. And I said, okay, one of my goals was to spend more time with my sister, listen to her more. But the other goal, and I told Myrtle, I'm only going to make 2 goals because I wanted to get too ambitious and not be able to fulfill the goals. So it was losing weight, my eating habits, exercise, having a positive mindset, having more time, making time to exercise, getting more sleep, and reducing my stress. Those were my goals. And so then Myrtle wanted us, okay, well, how are you going to maintain those goals? How are you going to go about actually doing this? And so we had to write this out. And so I, you know, when we discussed it, I said, okay, I want to do a better job at eating. So I started making out eating plans. My husband and I, my granddaughter lives with me, so we've been doing these eating plans. And I take my granddaughter to work. She works probably 5 days a week, 4 to 5 days a week. So I said, what can I do? Because whatever I was doing at home was not working. So I said, okay, when I take her to work, I will just get ready, head to the park, Cascades Park. It's beautiful out there if you've never gone, but it's gorgeous. So I would go there, I walk, and I'm trying to get up to 3 miles, actually, about 10,000 steps. I'm up to about 6,000 now. So I have another, I need to do another lap around Cascades to make that 3 miles. So that's my journey that I want to take right now. But my husband's aboard. He comes with me sometimes if he's able to. So we walk together. Otherwise, I go by myself and I walk. And it's a time for me to just meditate on, the stress is released. And so it's really helping me. And my eating plans, my mindset is better. I had to just make the time to do this. So I said from the very beginning when I made the goal, I said, okay, you gotta make time. So now my main goal is when I take my granddaughter to work, I'm going to the park and I'm walking. I try to get more sleep because I'm not a sleeper, but I know that's very important for my body to be rested. And just to exercise is releasing that stress of being a caregiver, because it is very stressful to be a caregiver, because if any of you have ever been a caregiver, especially with someone with dementia and Alzheimer's, what happens is the caregiver a lot of times gives so much of themselves and they get really stressed out. And so without a relief of having something else as far as the exercise to release that stress, you will become ill yourself. And then you're not able to really be a caregiver. I would not be able to take care of my sister. So that was just so important for me. And I think the ACTS program, because it really brought that to life. I was able to write it down. And it helps me when I write things down. So that's why, I'm really thankful for the ACTS program for getting me to this point. And also, it's a family. It's just a family thing now because my husband is involved. I cook for him and for my granddaughter, and we all trying to be healthy and trying to get my granddaughter to exercise. It hasn't worked yet, but I'm working on it. But, my husband is all in now. So it's like it's a life journey. That's what I call it, a life journey. So, and it's fun. I love walking is my passion anyway. So I love just going out there and just, seeing all the greenery, and it's beautiful out there. And just to be able to, of course, that's spending time with my husband. But even when I'm by myself, I'm just like, I love to meditate. So I love doing that. And I can tell anyone that's a caregiver, and if you're not a caregiver, but exercise, physical exercise is such a big part of your life. And in order to be able to do that, you have to make the time. It's a sacrifice. But in the end, I mean, it's everything, because it's a big part of your longevity in life. And what I'm going to try to do is try to get my sister, because she's still mobile, try to get her to just ride her over sometime to the park and just, walk with her, and she can, actually get more exercise. So it's a family affair, really, even for the person you're caring for, if they are mobile, to get them out too, and have them to exercise more. So I'm loving every minute of it. And I have to go back and just thank, the ACTS 2 program, because they really woke my passion up for walking and exercising and realizing how important it is. And now even more important, because I am a caregiver for my sister. So I just like to thank them. This is an awesome program for the Black community, African American community. And I'm hoping that the word gets out there, and I'm able to actually tell more people about it, what's going on in the program, and what is coming out of the program, and, just a good part of it. So I would just like to, again, I can't say this enough, make the time to eat well, have a good eating plan, try to cook your meals. My husband and I hardly ever, because with the pandemic now, we don't, eat out, but even we're not big fast food eaters. We don't eat very little fast food. So it's important to cook your food at home. It's okay to devote a little bit to go out and eat, but we don't do much of that because of the pandemic. But it's very important to have a good eating plan. And that was one of the most important things for me, to have a good eating plan, because without that, you can exercise all day long, but if you don't have a good eating plan, you just basically wasting your time. So that eating plan was very important for me. And then came the exercise. That was the caveat of everything, putting the exercise into play, and then having the right mindset to say, okay, I want to do this. This is a goal of mine. This is the goal that I've set. I want to do this, and having that mindset, and then making the time to do it, because we get so busy in our lives until, we lose track of doing things for ourselves, making ourselves healthy. And then, of course, the sleep, getting enough sleep so the body can rejuvenate itself, those cells and everything. And then releasing that stress, because that's what that exercise is going to do. It's going to release that stress. And just having fun, having fun. This life is a journey, and you want to have fun on that journey. And that's my goal, is to have fun, for the rest of my days. And with this journey, you're going to have the ups and downs. Because who knew I was on a good goal? Had a good goal, and I was doing everything right. And then, all of a sudden the pandemic comes and it just kind of stops everything. But, you can stop for a minute, but then you got to get back up. And that's what I did. So I appreciate everyone that was part of this program. Dr. Rob, I think Tamika, I think my cousin James, he's gone on, but I would like to thank him for just introducing me to the Acts 2 program. Thank you, Dr. Rob and Tamika.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Norton. I must say I admire your perseverance, how you brought your enthusiasm about physical activity to the caregiving situation and managed the hurdles that were involved in carrying out your health promotion plans during the time of COVID. I have a question for you, right. Essie. How has physical exercise, what sort of impact has it had? How has it affected your caregiving activities?
I think I'm less stressed now that I look forward to going and exercising. And so, of course, one of my goals was to spend more time with my sister and to listen to her more. But the exercise has really helped me because my stress level is not as high anymore. So I'm able to now, if you've been around anyone with dementia, my sister says the same thing over and over again. She can say it 10 times. And so now I'm able to just kind of sit and listen and, not have all these weird expressions on my face like, oh, I'm tired of hearing this. I'm just a little bit more tolerant of the disease, and it's not her fault. It is a disease. So the exercise has helped me lower that stress level. So, when I am with her, I'm not as stressed. So it helps in a lot of ways.
Well, thank you so much. That's really important information that you've shared. And as far as I'm concerned, you're my role model, a role model for other care partners of persons with dementia. But I'm just excited about the next time I get a chance to do some physical activity and to be in a place where I can take advantage of it. Your creativity really has moved me, that you've been able to incorporate physical activity at the park and at home and in other portions of your daily life. Your resourcefulness is really inspiring. Thanks so much.
Yeah, it's all about time, and enjoying yourself. Really, that's what it's about. But thank you for having me.
Well, it's a great pleasure. Thank you. And now I believe we have Mrs. Wendy Barber. We're blessed to have you here, Wendy, and I thank you for your willingness to bring your creative home-based exercise program to our audience this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Rob, for that wonderful introduction. And Essie, I really enjoyed you taking us down the path of your journey. Next, the first slide, please. When most people begin an exercise journey, as Essie said, it's usually with cardio, or they could start with the strength training, and sometimes it's a combination of both. Examples of cardio exercise would be walking, running, or biking. Examples of strength training would be naturally the weight training, something called HIIT, which is high interval training, and also sprinting would be examples of strength training. For my journey, I was in education for 24 years, and then I opened the Kumon Math and Reading Center here in Tallahassee, and I ran that for about 7 years, and then I stopped, and there was a void in my life, and it's like, what's next? I always say the universe hates a void. So I filled that void by doing something similar to what Essie did. I started walking. So I walked every day for about 1.5 years. And then I started taking a class to become a personal trainer. And in the process of doing that, I learned how important it was to incorporate weight training also in your repertoire. So I did a combination of walking and weight training for about 1 year or so. And then I've been doing basically strictly weight training for the past 3 years. I do some cardio. In fact, my husband and I walk today, and that's a good start. Next slide, please. We're learning now the importance of the connection between brain health and exercise. Your brain is like your control central. It manages or orders everything. So exercise, some things that the exercise can do for your brain is it boosts memory. It also increases concentration, and focusing on that third improvement is it improves your mental health. We've heard of the runner's high. That's the feeling you get of happiness and clarity that follows exercise. Evidence points to a pleasurable and pain-killing firing of the endocannabinoid system. And you see the word cannabinoid in there, and it's kind of like marijuana. You get that same high from runner's high as you would if you were smoking marijuana. And it's also found that with aerobic and heavy lifting, you get moderately effective. It's moderately effective in treating depressive symptoms. Next slide, please. On the next slide, we know that exercise enhances creativity, exercise slows the cognitive decline, and exercise improves circulation. For instance, usually when you're exercising, you're going to have a heart rate increase. When this happens, it helps deliver more oxygen to the brain. It also delivers more glucose to the brain. This stimulates the brain's synapses by preserving the number of acetylcholine receptors that are found where muscle and nerve meet in the brain. Active people have more of these receptors in their brains than inactive people. Next slide, please. Exercise aids learning and memory, and I have a story for this benefit. A couple of years ago, I took part in a cognitive study that was done here at FSU. The exercise itself was in 2 parts. So I would complete the 2-part cognitive test, and then I was instructed to get on a treadmill. So I was on the treadmill for about 20 minutes. And once I got off the treadmill, I was to do the cognitive test again. And I'm thinking, well, certainly I was tired, and I'm thinking certainly there's not going to be an improvement in my score. But what happened was that I actually got a better score. And on top of that, I finished the test quicker. a few seconds quicker. So that is proof for me that it does help with learning and memory. Another thing that exercise does, it builds more brain cells. It was thought of once thought of that only infants could build more brain cells, but now it's found that adults can also do that as well. And then exercise prevents diseases. So some of the diseases that are common with aging, like hypertension, diabetes, and some cancers, are not as prevalent if you're doing exercises. And then people who sit are twice as likely as people who move to develop these diseases. Next slide, please. And the next slide is a video, a short video. Two doctors are talking about the benefits of regular exercise for adults, older adults.
Both physical activity and exercise are extremely important for older people in terms of their independence. And it's not only just independence in the sense of function to be able to do everything you want to do, but it's also independent living, meaning that they get to stay in their homes and apartments and continue to live where they want to live and do the things that they want to do as they get older.
Being physically active on a regular basis is one of the healthiest things you can do for yourself. As we get older, we all want to keep doing the everyday activities we enjoy. And there are many ways exercise and physical activity can help us do that. It's important to do all 4 types of exercise: endurance, strength, balance, and flexibility. Here's why.
Many people would like to be able to walk further without getting out of breath so quickly. And endurance exercises can improve the health of your heart, lungs, and your overall circulatory system. Activities that boost your endurance include things like swimming, biking, and brisk walking. Improving your endurance will make it easier for you to do everyday activities like pushing your grandchildren on swings, gardening, raking leaves, or dancing. And you won't get out of breath so soon.
If you're having trouble climbing stairs, you can strengthen your muscles with resistance exercises. Lifting hand weights and using resistance tubes are ways to improve muscle strength. And so are exercises like these: the side leg raise, the overhead arm raise, and the hand grip. The stronger your muscles are, the easier it is to do everyday activities like climbing stairs, standing up from a seated position, lifting groceries, and opening jars.
Some older adults say it's getting harder to look over their shoulder when they back out of the driveway. Flexibility exercise is a way to become more limber, improve your range of motion, and have more freedom of movement. You can try doing things like yoga, a shoulder and arm stretch, or a back stretch. Being more limber will make it easier to do everyday activities like putting on a sweater, bending down to tie your shoes, swinging a golf club, or putting on a seatbelt.
If you're feeling unsteady on your feet, you can improve your balance with balance exercises. Simple balance exercises you can do include standing on one foot, the balance walk, and heel to toe. Besides helping avoid a fall, balance exercises can help with such everyday activities as walking safely on an even sidewalk, and standing on tiptoe to reach items on the top shelf. So older individuals who engage in regular structured exercise or increased physical activity gives themselves an opportunity to improve their quality of life.
Okay, deciding to be physically active, as it was said in the video, not only helps your mental and physical health, it also helps to keep you independent as you age. The recommendation is to do 150 minutes a week, and that's about 30 minutes for 5 days. If you're doing 5 days a week, that's 30 minutes of aerobic exercise like brisk walking or dancing. If you prefer a more vigorous type of exercise, you might try running. Be active for at least 3 days a week. Do muscle strengthening activities like lifting weights or doing sit-ups. And this is especially good as you age because you're losing muscle. And then sometimes you can either combine exercises such as what a farmer's walk. And the farmer's walk is when, if you're at home, you can fill 2-gallon jugs of water and carry them, one in each hand, and walk around the house. Another exercise you can do is if you're doing hamstring curls, you can stop when one leg is up and hold that leg up and balance that way. And then do the same for the other leg, hold that leg up and balance also. I do something in my exercise class I call squat thrust. So we do a squat and we have a ball in our hand. So we do a squat and then we come up and lift the ball as high as we can over our heads. So those are compound exercises that you can do at home. Next slide, please. As he talked about diet, and this is very important. If you're doing strength training or cardio, at some point you're going to have to incorporate healthy eating. So with that, a diet will control or help delay diseases associated with aging, such as high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, and some cancers. Try to include, we call it eating a rainbow. So you want to try to include the recommendation is 6 to 8 servings of vegetables and fruit a day. And that can be daunting. It could be, it could seem like a lot to eat in one day, but you can think of ways to incorporate your vegetables and fruit in your diet, such as having smoothies. So you can do a green smoothie with vegetables and fruit. It's cool weather time, so think about making chilies and stews and soups using lots of vegetables. So that's one way that you can incorporate fruit and vegetables in your diet. So you're going to aim for 68 servings a day. For whole grains, if you like oatmeal, try having oatmeal. Oatmeal is not a complete protein, so you'll need to add some possibly some nuts or seeds to that. Stay away from the dried fruit because it's high in sugar. Go for fresh fruit. So you can add the fresh fruit. I use almond slices, and I use pumpkin seeds to go with my oatmeal. Let's see. Next slide, please. These are the 4 exercises that they talked about on the video. Endurance is one, and that's mostly your cardio. Strength is lifting the weights. Balance is keeping your body upright. Basically, it's just being able to stand without falling. And then flexibility refers to how far you can move a joint. So if you're doing this, it's how far can you get your arm around, and you want to be able to do both arms equally. So if you're having a problem with one arm, that maybe it's your shoulder muscle, You might be able to improve that by doing something like this. But if you ever experience any pain, you need not to do that. Okay. And then we have flexibility exercises that we do regularly as well. Next slide, please. This slide talks about endurance. Endurance is measured by how long you can perform a particular exercise before you give out. So, for instance, it could be how long can you do your brisk walking without getting tired? The more you do something, the better your endurance improves. So you want to keep at it. And if you feel that you're not doing well, just do what you can, and you'll see that after a while, eventually you'll be able to do more. So some examples of endurance exercise, once again, are brisk walking or jogging. If you enjoy yard work, mowing, raking, working in the garden, dancing is an excellent example of endurance exercises. And then there's swimming and or biking. If you have stairs in your household or there's stairs available to you on your job, you can walk up and down the stairs. That is cardio as well. Playing tennis or basketball, if that's your jam, play tennis or basketball. And this will help you in your day-to-day life. If you have grandchildren, as Essie does, you want to be able to play with your grandchildren. You want to be able to dance to your favorite songs at a wedding, and you want to be able to rake the yard. My husband complains about that every year, but he still gets out there and he rakes that yard and bags those leaves and takes them to the street corner. Takes them to the front of the yard. Next slide, please. So if you decide to, well, first of all, too much sitting is not good for you. So there's a risk of developing chronic diseases if you sit a lot. So once again, try to be active throughout your day to reach your goals and avoid sitting for long periods of time. I like to say you rest, you rust. And that's true if you think about when you're traveling in a car and you get out to go to the rest stop to use the restroom, you can barely move because you've been contracted for a period of time. So I call that rusting. Quick tips before you get started on your exercising. For instance, if you're walking, you want to do a warm up. So start off slow and then increase your speed. Make sure you're drinking lots of liquids. Listen to your body. If something's hurting, you want to stop doing it. If it's just a soreness, you might be able to work your way through it. But if you're actually experiencing pain, you want to stop and maybe consult your doctor. If you're out walking around, be aware of your surroundings. Okay, you're not the only person on the road. You may be in traffic, so be careful about what you're doing when you're walking outdoors. Dress in layers and when it's cold weather time. That way you can take off your jacket if you get overheated. Use the appropriate safety equipment. For instance, if you're riding a bicycle, make sure you're wearing a safety helmet. Next slide, please. As we age, we lose a lot of muscle mass. So, I'm sorry. You want to start using weights because you're losing a lot of muscle mass. On average, you're going to lose 10 pounds every decade. So by the time you're say 60 or 70, you've lost quite a bit of muscle. So you want to do strength training to increase the muscle, not just the muscle mass, but your muscle strength. And this starts in our 40s. So resistance training is best to increase both muscle mass and strength. And body weight counts. And this evening we're going to do some leg raises. You saw them doing side leg raises in the video. We're going to do some of those and in our exercises later. Next slide, please. Okay, this refers to balance. And once, like I said before, balance is just keeping yourself upright. And some statistics I think you might be interested in are 1 in 3 adults 65 plus fall each year. Every 11 seconds, an older adult is treated in the emergency room subsequent to a fall. Every 19 minutes, an older adult dies from a fall. 94% of the falls go unwitnessed. This means that the person is alone. Falls have increased 20% since the COVID-19. So people are staying home more and they're inside. The falls have increased and people are not having their falls witnessed. We had a lady that's a participant at the senior center. She had fallen and she was down for the whole weekend. They did not find her until Monday morning, and that's very dangerous. So it's good to keep doing the balance exercises so that you can improve your strength, and it prevents falls. And then if you do fall, you stand a better chance of avoiding an injury. And fall balance exercises that you can do at home are the heel to toe exercises, when you place your heel to the toe and you walk like this. And another exercise you can do, like you said, that was said in the video, is standing with one leg raised and then switch and stand with the other leg raised. And then when you want to hold on to a chair, something sturdy, and when you're doing that and you feel that you can let go, I tell my participants, well, hold on with one finger or hold on with 2 fingers. And then eventually you'll find that you can hold on hands-free. You don't have to hold on at all, so it's hands-free. And another exercise we like to do, and you can do this at home too, is the high knees. We call them marching 100s. So you march and you get your knee as high as you can, and then when you put your foot down, it's in front of the other foot, and you just proceed like that, marching as high as you can with one foot in front of the other. Next slide, please. Flexibility helps you to move more freely. Moving more freely helps you with activities of daily living that you saw in the video. So activities such as reaching for something on a high shelf, carrying packages, carrying groceries in and out of the house, playing with your grandchildren. You're going to use flexibility for all of those activities. And there's examples here on this page of certain flexibility exercises that you can do. Next slide, please. This is a picture of the physical activity guidelines for Americans. And there's a way that you can access the guidelines. You visit that website, health.gov. You're going to click on physical activity, and then you're going to click on current guidelines, and you can download the PDF. And just for FYI, there's a chapter 4 is for active adults. Chapter 5 is for active older adults. And chapter 6 is additional considerations for some adults that have chronic diseases. And then interspersed within the chapters are personal stories. So those are very interesting. These guidelines are recommendations to improve health by getting the nation moving. Next slide, please. And I'm just going to refer to the print, the dark print there towards the middle of the page. Physical activity is movement of your skeletal muscles, and this requires energy and produces health benefits. Not all physical movement is exercise. However, exercise is planned, structured, and deliberate physical activity intended to improve or maintain physical fitness. All exercise is physical activity. So not all physical activity is exercise, but all exercise is physical activity. during the day when we're sitting at home more often because of COVID-19, you can be physically active in different ways. You can be physically active by doing things. Say, for instance, you're watching television and a commercial comes on. You can do an activity such as chair raises while the commercial is going on. Just think of things that you can do during the commercials that are going to make you more active. Instead of going to the kitchen to get a snack, do a movement snack. Next slide, please. Okay, we're going to try some exercises together. I'm going to go through what we're going to do. On this page, you see a group of adults, older adults, doing some aerobics or cardio. On the other side, you see some adults doing some flexibility exercises. So next page, please. The first exercise, we're not going to do it yet. The first exercise we're going to do is called the seated knee raise. And I'm not going to read what's on the screen, but I will cue you as we are doing the exercise. And this exercise improves your torso, the middle part of your body, your hip, and your upper leg strength. Next slide, please. These are the side leg raises. We're going to do that second. And this exercise strengthens your hips, thighs, and buttocks. Next exercise, please. Next slide, please. This is a 30-second chair stand. So we use a stopwatch for this, and the timing is for 30 seconds. You're going to raise yourself out of a chair and count how many times you're able to do this. The goal is to be able to do it 12 times in 30 seconds. That's your goal. Next slide, please. Okay, these are called step jacks. So instead of doing jumping jacks where you lift your both legs off the floor, which we don't recommend for older adults, you do a step jack. So you're just going side to side and you're doing the motion. This is a full body exercise, and it's also physical endurance because it's cardio, and you're improving balance and coordination as well. Next slide, please. This is the shoulder raise or the overhead or military presses are other terms they use for this. And this exercise is good for the front of the shoulders. This is your anterior deltoid, the back of the arms, your triceps, and your shoulder blades, your back, upper back. Next slide, please. This is the fun one. And we couldn't really find a picture for this one. So we have a couple that's doing in a position to do a waltz. So this exercise improves your balance, your coordination, and your physical endurance. And we don't actually do it a typical waltz. It's just really a box step. So it's one leg forward, the other leg to the side, this leg back, and then forward. So it's here, 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 and here. That's the box step. Last slide, please. I just included this for fun, sort of, just as some encouragement that you can do it. I've been strength training for almost 4 years now, and every year there's the Tallahassee Senior Center in the city of Tallahassee has senior games, and those games are in March. So this was March 12th, this past year. This is my second year of competing. So the weightlifting competition includes deadlifting and the bench press. We do the bench press first, and the bench press that you see in this picture that I'm doing was my second lift. You get to do 3 lifts, and your final lift is what counts. Or if you don't make the third lift, then they count your second lift. So this was my second lift at 75 pounds. My third lift was 90 pounds. So I was pretty proud of that. I was going for 85, and my cheering squad in the audience was encouraging me to go for 90. So I went for 90, and I was able to do that. And my deadlift, I started off at 135. My second lift was 145, and my final lift was 155. This is my first lift. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and get ready to do some exercises. You will need to have a sturdy chair. And I have my daughter with me today. And she's going to, how much time do I have left? How much? Okay. So she's going to do them standing, and I'm going to do them sitting. So we're going to start off with a brief warm up. So we're just going to march. Okay, then we're going to add some heel digs. So heel digs look like this. Then we're going to take one of your legs, lift it up, and point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. Take it out, round your, there you go. A few more of those. Round in. Okay, put that leg down, lift the other leg, round it out, and round in. Okay, put that leg down, do a little shoulder shrug, one shoulder, other shoulder. Alternating, now both, take them up. 2, we're going to do 4, 3, and 4. Now take the elbow back, 1, 2, doing 4. Now we'll take the shoulders in and out, doing 4, 3, and 4. Okay, that's our that warm up. So go to one side of your chair. And you can hold on to that chair. We're going to do a leg raise. So the leg that's on the outside of your body is the leg you're going to raise. So we take it up, hold for a second, and bring it down, up, bring it down, up, bring it down. One more, up, bring it down. Go to the other side of your chair. You may have to adjust your chair. So the other leg, up and down, up, down, up, down. One more, up and down. Okay, go to the front of your chair and have a seat. We usually do 3 sets of 10 for all of our exercises. Scoot up to the front half of your chair. Gonna do a leg raise. So whatever leg you want to start with is fine. So lift it up, hold it, and bring it down. Lift up, hold it, bring it down. Lift up, hold it, take it down. Lift up, hold it, take it down. We're gonna do the last one. So hold this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch it out. Other leg. So lift it up, down, lift up, and down, lift up, down. One more. Up, hold it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You should have felt that in your quads. Stretch it out. Okay. 30-second sit up. Chair stand. So you're up front half of your chair. Fold your arms. Keep your arms this way. We're going to do it for 30 seconds. Who's going to time it? You have somebody to time us for 30 seconds? Hold on. You're going to lift yourself out of the chair, dig in with your heels, come up and sit. If you can't get all the way up, any distance is fine. And if this is what you can do, that's fine. So you work up to going up. And remember, your goal is 12. So arms are folded, sitting tall. Here we go. Up, down, up, down, up. Go at your own pace. You can't make it to 12, do what you can. 15, 10, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you're standing on 1, you can count that raise. How many did you do, Felicia?
I did about 20.
Very good. I lose count. So go to the back of your chair. Get some water if you need to. You should feel your heart. You feel it, Felicia? So we're going to do I'll go to the front so you can see. Okay, these are step jacks. Step jack looks like this. So it's a full body. So ready to start? Those are practice.
I was practicing.
Ready? Here we go. Five. We're going for 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. Okay, stretch out those arms. You hear that music, you have to move. Okay, have a seat. Felicia's gonna stay standing. We're gonna do a few shoulder raises. Arm raise. Scoot up. Back is straight. Shoulders are down. So take those shoulders and bring them down. Hold your arms here. I call this the goalpost position. Bring your arms up. Almost touch. Bring them down. I'm using body weight. Felicia's using 3-pound weights. That's 2, 3. We'll do 5, 4, and 5. Okay. Breathe. Okay, you feeling that? That's endurance. It's cardio. Okay, last exercise. And move the chair out of the way. That'll be our box step. Oh, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling that. And that's good. That's that blood flowing, oxygen going to your body and your brain. Now we're gonna, when we do the box step, we're gonna first do it slow speed, and then we're gonna do it again with the tempo. So start with whatever foot you want to start with, be it right or left is fine. You're gonna take your step forward, bring the other foot and meet that one, go over, take it back, and over. That's 1. Forward, to the side, back, over, 2, forward, to the side, back, over, 3, to the front, to the side. How are you doing, Fee?
Doing good.
Back. That's 4, forward, side, back, over, 5, forward, side, back. How many? I'm not counting anymore. I lose count in class too, so that's okay. Let's make that 7. 8. Now you can also move your arms. Do a little coordination. 9. Okay, you should be breathing hard. And that's 10. Now we're going to pick it up to tempo, so it's going to be a little bit faster. Ready, Felicia?
I'll give it a try.
Okay. Here we go. Up. That's 1. Up. 2. Up. 3. Up. 4. Up. 5. Up. 6. Up. 7. 3 more. Hanging in there. 8. Hanging in there. Hanging in there. 9. Last one. And 10. Okay. Reward yourself with some water. Do we have time for the? We're out of time.
We are. Yeah.
Okay, that's it, Fee.
Okay.
Okay. We don't hear him.
He's muted.
Tap your ear like you can't hear.
Somehow I got muted. I don't know how that happened. Yeah, I just wanted to thank you. That was inspirational. I was working out in the background here, and
okay.
I'm not winded, but I could feel my heartbeat a little bit. And yes, thank you. Good job, everyone. I hope you're enjoying this. I just wanted to say, gee, that was just such an excellent presentation. Good examples of endurance, of strength and flexibility, as well as balance exercises. And I'm so thankful, Wendy, that we recorded this video, because I'm going to go back and review the slides, and I'm sure others are thinking, wow, this was jam-packed with good information and so much fun. Do we have any questions or comments at this point? I think at this point, I just wanted to ask you a real brief question, Wendy. If you're just starting out and you in using the exercise program at home, do you have any suggestions about, how much to do and, how much to push yourself?
I think the main focus should be on being active throughout the day. You never want to push yourself beyond what you're capable of doing. That just is, I think it discourages you. So you want to start slow and build up to that. So if you're walking, as Essie was saying, her goal is to walk 3 miles. So if you're walking and you make 1 mile, that's a milestone, so to speak. And then maybe the next time you're walking, or a few times after that, you're able to walk a little bit further. So it's a journey, and you just need to take small steps.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Miss Johnny, for your positive feedback to Wendy Barber. And she said, Miss Lee is saying, excellent presentation. Thank you so much, Johnny. And we have a comment also very similar from Theoria Clark.
I think a buddy of mine. What does she say?
Enjoyed the presentation. Thank you, Theoria. I think what we're going to do now is move to Tamika Norton Brown, who's going to be talking about the Acts 2 project. Bring it, T.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you all really enjoyed the presentation by Miss Wendy. I was in the background grooving to the music as well, so thank you for that. What I'm going to do is just give information on what our Acts 2 program consists of, and you can go to the next slide. Acts 2 is a free faith-based skills training and support program for African American caregivers of loved ones with Alzheimer's or dementia. I will mention that yes, we are faith-based, which just means that we have woven in elements such as prayer, meditation, or faith sharing into our actual sessions, but we are also ecumenical, which means that a person need not profess any type of particular faith or have a particular faith at all in order to participate in our program. That won't preclude you from participation. And although our 12-session program is for African American caregivers, anyone who contacts me, whether it be by email or through our 800 number, I will link to resources that are available in the community. So I just want to be clear that yes, our 12-session program is for African American caregivers, but we are open to anyone who contacts us, and we will make referrals. Our program description. Our program includes 7 group skills building sessions, 3 persons in a group, and 5 individual sessions. All sessions are delivered weekly over a toll-free telephone line by trained lay pastoral care facilitators. Lay pastoral care facilitators are basically persons from the faith community who have either self-identified and said that they've seen a presentation and said that they want to be group leaders, or their judicatory leaders have said, hey, I think this person would be a great person to lead your groups, and they have come to us in that way. All of our group facilitators are trained. They receive about 30 hours of training before they're actually placed in a group. And because all of our services are free, so there's no cost at all to participate with us, we use the toll-free teleconferencing system. In addition to the group sessions, the caregivers also receive individual sessions with their facilitators where they get to focus on any goals that they come into the program with, whether they be caregiving related goals or personal goals. And that's very important because for many caregivers, a lot of them, the focus is always placed on how's your loved one doing? How's your mom, your dad, your aunt, your uncle, your sister, brother? So they never really get the time to really focus on things that are important to them. So they get 5 individual sessions where they get to work on goals that are important to them. So some goals may be like creating more time for exercise. So this is a perfect example of a goal that might be worked on during that individual session. Next slide, please. Contents of our skills building module. We have 6 major components. The first is the overview of the basic characteristics of the dementias, or what I like to call the Dementia 101. There's also relaxation training that's combined with prayer and or meditation. There's this whole myth that relaxation is just going home, putting on your comfy clothes and getting in your recliner and you're relaxed. There's actually an entire technique behind teaching a person to fully relax the mind and the body. So we teach our caregivers how to actually relax. We teach them the skill of effective thinking. It's just really about changing the thought process around the challenges that they're having in dealing with their caregiving situations, and we pair that with scripture. Next slide, please. We also have my very favorite, building in pleasant daily activities, or I like to call it the me time module. Just being able to make 15 minutes to take a walk, do some exercise, listen to gospel music, or just do what I call taking a woosah, just taking a little bit of time for yourself. You actually have to teach folks how to negotiate that time in order to, build in that daily activity. There's also communicating effectively with their care partner with dementia, with family members, and also with health professionals. And then there's also developing effective problem solving skills that I talked about before, those individual sessions where they work on personal goal setting. Next slide, please. Here are just a list of some resources that are available in the community. There's the Alzheimer's Association, the Alzheimer's Foundation of America, the Florida Department of Elder Affairs, the Elder Helpline, the Elder Care Locator, and the Alzheimer's Disease Education and Referral Center. Next slide, please. How to contact us. Several different ways to contact us. One way is we're here on our Facebook page. You can always send a message and we will respond. We have a toll-free number, 1-866-778-2724. My local cell phone number, 850-274-4945. My email address, tnnorton@fsu.edu. And what we're going to do is bring up our website so that we're able to show you a few of the things that make our website kind of special. If you would go to links, please. On our links page, we have links to resources that are available not only in the state of Florida, but also national links. So there are a ton of resources there as well. If you will go back up and click on caregiver resources. Our caregiver resources page has a lot of useful things. We have prayers. We have things on basics of dementia, lots of tips and useful information that can be found there as well. If you will go to donate, please. Okay. Acts 2 is primarily funded by grants, investments from the faith community, and private donors. So if you're interested in making a donation to Acts 2, you can go to our donate page, read all about that. It has a link that you can click there to get more information about that as well. And if you will go up to sign up. And on our sign up page, what this does, you can enter if you have questions, if you're interested in signing up for our program, if you just want more information on a specific topic, you can fill out this form. This form comes to my email address. I do respond to everyone who does reach out to us. So if there's something that you want more information on, please do not hesitate to reach out. We are here for you. We are here as a resource for you. I tell everyone there's no such thing as a silly question. Anything that you need to know, if I don't know, I am more than happy to reach out and ask the ones who would know to get that information and to help in any way that we can. What we're now going to do is to bring everyone back up so that we can have a panel discussion and answer any questions that you all may have.
Thank you, Tamika. That was a really good overview of Acts 2, and we hope that that care partners and other persons who might be interested, stakeholders in the community, family members of individuals with dementia. If you have any questions, information, please reach out to us either by phone or over the web, email, whichever vehicle works best for you. Thank you so much, Mrs. Norton, and Essie, and of course, dear Wendy Barber. We have a question. How do you get to that stage of patience? I'm trying to read and understand, but does anyone want to answer that? Miss Norton? Miss Norton? We have two Miss Nortons here. Essie, Tamika, how do you develop patience?
Very difficult. Lots of prayer, for one thing. That's the first thing. Lots of prayer. I'm dealing with that, of course, on a daily basis with my sister because, like I said, she says the same thing over and over again. You know, and after a while, it's just like starts to like, oh my goodness, she can't say that again. And so, but I have to just you have to reprogram your thinking and say, this is a disease. And it's not her, it's the disease that's doing it. And so if you keep saying that, programming your mind to that, you know, it'll get to a stage where you say, okay, I'm all right. You know, she's okay. It's the disease that's doing that's why she's doing it. It's not her. And so that's what has really helped me. And I'm not there yet, not all the way, but I'm getting there. I'm understanding how to work through that. So it takes time.
Any other comments, Tamika? Anyone else?
What I would say is patience is something that, as Ms. Essie said, it will take time, but give yourself the grace to know that you will get there and that there will be days where you will have those face palm moments, as I call it, where your hand is just in your head. I'm sorry, your head is just in your hand. But that's okay. I mean, we're all human. We all have moments where we've hit the limit, so to speak. But just give yourself enough grace to know that, you know, we all take it breath by breath. And that's the best that you can do in this moment, is just get through this breath to make it to the next breath. And so patience is something that will come, and know that you're doing the very best that you can with what you have right now. None of us come into any caregiving situation knowing everything. None of us come into any situation with all of the answers. So I'm telling caregivers on a daily basis, you know, give yourself room. Give yourself enough room to make whatever mistake that you need to make. Give yourself enough room to be frustrated. Give yourself enough room to, you know, to say today wasn't a good day, but hey, tomorrow may be better. So it'll come. It will come. Just hang in there.
Mm-hmm. Next question. Oh, here's a comment from Evelyn Moore. Great presentation. Many senior citizens should view this video. I agree, since I'm one of them. I did some exercise. I'm glad to hear, Reverend Evelyn, that you did some of the exercises. You'll have to let us know at a future time how that went for you. Rosa, thank you so much for your positive feedback. Jackie, you too. Glad you enjoyed the presentation. Zan Novakovsky, thank you so much. You said, I loved each exercise that was presented inclusively with adaptations for folks with different health conditions and mobility. Great job, everyone. Thank you. I have a question for you, Wendy Barber. Do you have any suggestions for those who are starting out, say in the home setting? What are the kinds of things that you can do to make maybe even your loved one more excited, your loved one with dementia, and yourself more motivated to be resourceful like Mrs. Essie Norton and to work that home setting so that you're more likely actually to do the exercises that you showed us this evening?
Well, there's other things that you can do that aren't really as that are more playful. In my classes, I use one of the tools that I use are play balls. I have a bag full of them. I know you can order them on Amazon. There's one that comes with a package of different size balls, and it comes with a pump. If you can make the exercise, if you can make your exercises, who doesn't like playing with balls? Okay, think back to when you were a child. How much fun was it just playing with a ball? So we have exercises that we actually do with the ball, but we have times where we play with the ball as well. So you can take that one ball, face your care partner, and toss the ball back and forth, back and forth. We do overhand, we do underhand, and we do a bounce between each other. So that's a fun activity, and just kind of introduce the fun part first, and then transition to maybe some of the exercises that we did this evening. The jumping jack might be a good one for a care partner, but it just all depends on what stage they're in. I do have one participant in our brain body balance class that has early Alzheimer's, and she comes with her care partner, and they exercise together, and she has a ball. She does exactly what we do. She may not do it the same way, but she participates fully in the activities that we have during class. And she really likes the balls. And then you can get a beach ball too. You can order, if you can't find a beach ball at the dollar store now, or because it's cool weather time, you can order a beach ball on Amazon as well. And those are fun to play with. So, you know, I would say start with the balls. Have some fun with it.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us this evening, folks. We try to stay close to our time frame. We're a little bit over tonight, but that's because we just had so much fun. I mean, this is time that was well spent. I do want to thank each of our presenters, and also to let you know about what's happening next month. We are going to have, I believe, a first of its kind. We're going to have a workshop on it. Well, actually, what it's titled is Spirituality and Dementia Caregiving, the Impact of Faith, Prayer, and Meditation on Daily Activities. So we'll probably have that sometime early in January. We're going to let you know the specific date and time through Facebook and other outlets. I hope you'll join us for that. Any parting comments from our panel before we call it this evening?
I'd just like to say thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it, and just looking forward to the life journey.
I agree with Essie. It's been fun, and I appreciate being invited to do this. And if there's just one or two things you can take away from the presentation, that's just wonderful.
Tamika, final thought?
Just want to encourage all of the caregivers out there. We know it's the holiday season, and I know that it is going to get busy, and it may add some additional stress. If you have questions, if you have concerns, if you just need to give a call to get some of that off of you, take advantage of resources that are available to you. There is absolutely no shame in saying that today is not a good day and you need a hand up. So just take advantage of resources that are available and live your best life now. 2020 has taught us that tomorrow is not promised. So live your very best life now.
Well, with that, we'll call it this evening. Just recall that, as I mentioned before, you're going to be able to listen to this workshop in its entirety within a few minutes, even if you're really that enthusiastic about reviewing what transpired here. It will be available online at our Facebook site at Acts 2 Caregiver Project for your viewing. What a blessed evening we've had, and thank you. And we thank God for this opportunity to connect with all of you in the community. Have a blessed evening.
All right.